Hey guys, Charles here from worshipguitarskills.com, and today I thought it would be fun to show you 4 different types of approaches when it comes to using triads and single notes and diads when it comes to playing a simple 1-4-6-5 progression in the key of C. Let's roll the recording of what I played, and then afterwards we'll break down the first part, and in the subsequent videos we'll check out the additional parts that I composed for this. So let's listen to the track, and afterwards we'll go ahead and break down the first part. Alright, so that was quite fun to play, and it all started with this ambient tone and this ambient part. Now I'm not going to break down the tone today, I just want to show you the voicings. But let me play a rough assimilation of what I did on the recording. So it started like this. Alright, so those are known as open triads. And an open triad is simply when you spread the notes of a triad over a distance greater than an octave. So a closed position C triad will sound like this. The G, the C, and the E, they are all within the same octave. Or C, E, G, all within the same octave, or E, G, C, all within the same octave. Now an open triad is normally where you take the middle note of your triad, in this case it's C, and then I'm going to drop it down an octave. So instead of playing G, C, E, I'm going to play C, G, E. And when I have the right tone dialed in, it gives me this really cool sound. Right, so if I can take this C major triad and I can make it an open triad by taking the middle note down an octave. If I go to this root position of a C major triad, I'm going to take the E note down an octave, then it becomes this. So instead of this, I now get this. So now I've got 2 triads that I can bounce between using this tone. Right, that's a C open triad, starting on the root, a C open triad, starting on the 3rd. And then my last open triad is going to be that one starting on the 5th. Now as we know, if I have C, E, G like this, C, E, G, I can also play E, G, C. But now if I take the middle note, which is a G note, and I place it down an octave, I get this sound. So you want to practice it like this. C, C, C. Closed position triads. Open triads. Now the great news is it's the same for F and for G. All you have to remember is where the root note is. So for my first version here, the root note is the lowest one. Then for this, my root note is the middle note. And for this, my root note is the top note. Now if I want to do that in G, I can start here, for example. And if I want to do it for F, back to C. So you can see the chords on the screen and you can just learn them. Those are 3 variations of open triads. One thing that's quite interesting, if you look at this shape, I can play that exact same shape starting on the C over there. And if you look at this shape, I can play the exact same shape there starting on the E. So let me get you this tone again. These notes and those notes, it's the same fingering. And this and that again is the same fingering. Now unfortunately we can't do exactly the same fingering like we have for the second inversion because we're already playing on the highest string. So the only difference is instead of playing G, E, C, you'll do G, E, C. But that's a cool way in which you can then play all 3 of the major open triads with the roots or with the lowest note on the A string or the lowest note on the D string. Those are some approaches that you can use when it comes to playing the open triads. What's nice about knowing the other inversions, obviously I can play C like this, and then I can go to F, which is the 4 chord. But if I have other inversions at hand, I can go like this. So I have another version before I go to the F. So it's C root position, C over E, F, F over A minor, G. Alright, so that takes care of the major open triads. I've shown you how to play this. You can use those as you see fit, as long as you move your root note around accordingly. Now, of course, there's also minor triads. Now, let's look at an A minor triad. We have this. So if I take this and I take my middle note, which is a C note, and I play it down an octave, I'm going to get that sound. But I don't like to use an open string because then it's not movable. So instead, I'm replacing the open E with E on the B string. So this right here is my first inversion of a minor triad. That's where my root is. So if I want to play that over E minor, it'll be like this. But there we go, A minor with the first inversion. My second triad, closed, will be played like that. But now what I can do is I can take this E down an octave, and then I get this sound. So instead of this, I now have, and then for my final one, it's going to be played like this, because if you think of an A minor triad like this, where it's E, A, C, I move the A down. Or if you take it over here, E, A, C, right, you're going to move the A down, which is there. That's where that shape comes from. I'm just showing you that these 3 notes are the same as these 3 notes. And then that's my shape. And of course I can do it like this too. Remember, those are my 3 notes. Move this down an octave. And now I have my 3 inversions, a root position, a first inversion, and a second inversion, my 3 voicings for an A minor triad, open triad. Or I can play that same shape there. And then this shape like this, will just change slightly to play it over there. Alright, so there's some alternate fingerings that you can check out. But basically, like I've shown you, these voicings, so now that's why I could play C, C over E, F, A minor over E, A minor over C, G over D, G root position, C, C over E, F over A minor, 7, So that is the flexibility that you have when you know how to play these open triads. Or for the minors. Hopefully that's useful. It's simply a 1-4-6-5 progression in the key of C, and you have so many opportunities for playing these. And the great thing that you want to look at is if this is C, so as you can see, it kind of sounds pretty orchestral. That's the type of thing that you hear in orchestras a lot. They think about where the melody is placed and how to play the inversions to have really great voice leading. So that's a way in which you can unlock some other approaches on your guitar playing. And of course, you don't just have to use these open triads with an ambient tone. In the next video, I'm going to break down the second part where I play that syncopated rhythm with that open triad, along with some additional notes for some melodic interest. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to check out that next part of the video, be sure to hit the subscribe button, smash the bell icon as they say, and then you'll be able to get a notification when we release the upcoming video the following week. So make sure you check it out, and maybe you're watching this way in future when we've already done all of the videos. If that's the case, just check the description for the link. We will link to the upcoming video in this series. And talking about the description, there's a bunch of links down there if you want to go ahead and improve your guitar playing and you're looking for other ways in which you can grow as a worship guitarist. There's a bunch of resources available for you there, and you can read more about that in the description. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.